Alright, so back with another raw, unedited, unfiltered gaming discussion. Today we're going to talk about the Friday the 13th game. Now, I've already shared my thoughts on this, and if you haven't watched that video, I'll put an annotation right here so you guys can go check that out. But Dylan, how do you feel about the upcoming Friday the 13th game?
Well, I was previously excited. I really like seeing, horror take a stand in gaming, show that it's not, all shooting and all this and that. I mean, like, taking a real, legend like that.
Horror icon and bring him into the video game world. I mean, you're going to be able to play as freaking Jason Voorhees, you know?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And like the last time that happened, it was, for the...
Back in the early 90s, yeah. It wasn't all that great, but...
But yeah, it's nice to see a horror icon, take the initiative or take the, the role, man.
Yeah.
I really was excited, but now I have no hope.
Really?
It's one of those Kickstarter games, like, that people are trying to ante up for, and, it has no campaign.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It seems like apparently they needed a little bit more money to include a campaign. Like there was a stretch goal. If they, if they got some more money, they would throw in like a campaign mode or like at least a mode with bots. But always online aspect. Well, not always online. I guess it's always online. But the core gameplay is you're online. With other players, like 4 people or so. Assume the role as the counselors, and one player plays as Jason. I mean, how do you think that? Do you think that's going to be fun?
I think it's going to be buggy. I
Really?
think it's going to be very, I don't expect this to be quality. I want it to be.
Yeah.
I just don't expect it. Like, I'm sure the mechanics are explained somewhere on the Kickstarter, but man...
Yeah, it's sort of like, from what I've seen, like a hide-and-seek kind of mechanic where the counselors, can hide and kind of try and survive the night, or they can actually, believe it or not, try and take out, Jason freaking Voorhees. Now, I don't know how easy that is going to be, to pull off, but that's basically like the gist of, at least from what I've seen of this game, and I'm looking forward to it, I'll be honest with you guys, but I am going to be cautiously optimistic because, like Dylan said, I mean, it is a Kickstarter game. It was funded by the fans of the Friday the 13th franchise, and, I'm just hoping for the best, and, I've seen gameplay. I don't know if you've watched the gameplay that was out, that was recently released, but it does, the gameplay was apparently early alpha, so, I guess for early alpha it looks pretty decent, but, definitely, I'll be honest, it does seem like it needs some more work, but, yeah, I mean, hopefully this game, whether it's good or not, hopefully this game is successful, because this game could potentially pave the way for other, horror icons to, jump into the video game world. Like, imagine playing a game where you are like Michael Myers and you're stalking Laurie Strode, or a game where you play as Chucky, the killer doll.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just be so amazing. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Dylan, on the other hand, is a little more, I guess, skeptical about this.
Skeptical is putting it lightly. I don't expect it to be good, and judging that it's still in pre-alpha, man,
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to release later this year. That's like the slated release date, and they're still in early alpha. I don't know if that's like normal for game development, but it seems like they have a lot of work ahead of them. But yeah, I really can't wait for it. Fortunately, Dylan doesn't feel the same, but game is slated to ship later this year, and those are our thoughts on Friday the 13th, the video game.